Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video lecture, we are going to study frequency domain representation of a signal, that is line spectrum, then how to plot line spectrum, then a double-sided line spectrum. After that, we will see continuous time Fourier series and the types of Fourier series. So without wasting your time, let us start first with frequency domain representation of a signal. All the signals till now were drawn with respect to time. That means time t was considered as a variable. The representation of signal with respect to time is called as the time domain representation. The time domain representation of signal is not sufficient for its analysis. Hence, we have to use the frequency domain representation of the signal for the sake of analysis. In the frequency domain representation, the variable plotted on the x-axis is frequency f rather than the time period t, and the signal represented in the frequency domain is called as the line spectrum. The line spectrum consists of two graphs, namely the first is amplitude spectrum, that is it is a graph of amplitude versus frequency, and the second phase spectrum, which shows a graph of phase versus frequency. Here in this figure B, we can see here the line spectrum types. The first is amplitude spectrum and the second phase spectrum. The graph of instantaneous signal voltage versus time is called as the time domain representation. We can see the time domain representation in this figure A. This time domain representation gives us the following information like shape of the signal, its frequency, then a type of the signal, whether given signal is periodic or not, and one cycle period. But we cannot know anything about what frequency components are present and in what proportion they have been mixed in order to obtain the particular shape of the signal. So all the information can be obtained from the line spectrum of a signal. The line spectrum, it is the representation of the same signal x of t in the frequency domain. It can be obtained with the help of Fourier series or Fourier transform. It consists of the amplitude and the phase spectrum of the signal. The line spectrum indicates the amplitude and phase of various frequency components present in the given signal. The line spectrum enables us to analyze and synthesize a signal. The next part of this video is to how to plot line spectrum. So it is very easy to plot in terms of amplitude and phase. Let us see. The line spectrum, we know that, which is useful in understanding the existence and the amplitude that or the phase of various frequency components present in waveform. The important conventions about the line spectrums are as follows. The first point is, in all the spectral drawings, the independent variable plotted on the x-axis is frequency f in hertz and not omega. That means on x-axis we have to plot frequency parameter, and on y we can plot amplitude or phase parameter. The second point is that the phase angle is always measured with respect to cosine waves. That means it is measured with respect to the positive real axis of phasor diagram. Hence, it is necessary to convert sine waves to cosine using the following standard identity. Here, the second point is that if the signal is given in the sine term, that is in sine omega t, then using this trigonometric identity, that is cos omega t minus theta, we have to convert that sine term into the cosine term. Okay, because here the phase angle is always measured with respect to the cosine wave. Then third point is that the amplitude is always regarded as a positive quantity. So if a negative signal appears, they should be absorbed in the phase change to keep amplitude positive. Here we can see the minus of a cos omega t is present and it is in negative form. So we have convert into the positive quantity. So here we are using convention, that is a cos of omega t plus minus of 180 degree. Here the additional phase change of plus minus 180 degree converts the negative amplitude, that is minus A, to positive amplitude, that is plus A. So we can choose either plus 180 degree or minus 180 degree, as the effect is going to be the same. So in that third point, we have to just remember that the amplitude should be positive. Okay. For more understanding, we are going to solve one example. This question is, sketch the line spectrum of the following signal. M of t is equal to 3 minus 5 cos of 40 pi t minus 30 degree plus 4 sine of 120 pi t. This is given signal and we have to sketch the line spectrum of this given signal. So in the given signal, the first term represents a DC term which has a zero frequency, and the other two terms can be write as follows. The first term is 3, that is amplitude is 3, and here the frequency value is equal to 0. In the second term, minus 5 cos of 40 pi t minus 30 is present. Let us check here first whether the given equation is expressed in a sine or cos term. So it is expressed in cos term, so there is no need to convert into the cos term, okay, because already it is given in cos. Next, after that, here we are going to check the amplitude value. The amplitude is given in negative sign, that is minus of 5. So we have to convert it into the positive. Then here it will becomes 5 cos of 2 pi ft minus of 30 degree plus of 180 degree. Here we are using 180 degree because we have to convert that minus 5 into plus 5. Okay. So after that we will get 5 cos into 2 pi ft. The value of frequency is equal to 20, and then 180 degree minus 30 is equal to 150 degree. Okay. So finally we will get here the positive amplitude value plus 5. Then the third term is 4 sine 120 pi t. So here the equation is given in sine term. So convert the sine into the cos using the trigonometric identity. Sine theta is equal to cos of theta minus omega 90 degree. Okay. Then here it will becomes 4 sine 2 pi 60 is equal to 4 cos of 2 pi 60 t, that is value of theta minus of 90 degree. Okay. Here the value of frequency is 60. Then after that the sine term here has been converted to the cosine term by adding a phase shift of minus 90 degree. Then the amplitudes, frequencies and the phase angle of the three terms are listed in this table. The first term is 3 cos 2 pi 0 t. Here the amplitude is 3 volt, frequency is 0 and phase is 0 degree. Second, for 5 cos 2 pi 20 t plus 150 degree, amplitude is 5 volt, frequency present is 20 hertz and having phase shift 150 degree. Then the next 4 cos 2 pi 60 t minus 90 degree, the amplitude is 4 volt, frequency 60 hertz and phase is minus 90 degree. Okay. So with the help of this table we can plot the line spectra as shown in this figure. Here at the first graph is for amplitude spectrum. Here on x-axis we have to take frequency parameter and on y-axis amplitude is present. So write down first frequency in hertz. The first frequency component is 0 hertz, then second 20 hertz and then 60 hertz. Then after that write down the amplitude on the y-axis. On 0 hertz frequency the amplitude is 3 volt. So here I am just drawing the 3 volt on 0 hertz frequency parameter. Then second is the 20 hertz frequency, on that 5 volt amplitude is present, and on 60 hertz 4 volt is present. Okay. So this is the graph of amplitude versus frequency. In second case we have to draw the phase spectrum. So on x-axis we have to take again frequency parameter, but on y-axis here we have to use phase. Okay. So again on frequency f, here we can express the frequency like 0 hertz, 20 hertz and 60 hertz. Then after that we have to just here plot the phase of that respective frequency component. On that 0 hertz frequency there is no phase shift. On 20 hertz frequency the phase shift is 150 degree, it is positive 150 degree, and for 60 hertz frequency the phase shift is minus 90 degree. So it is draw to the negative side, that is minus 90. Okay, so this is the line spectrum of that given signal. Okay, I think it is clear to you. Second is the double sided line spectrum. The line spectra drawn in a previous section are called as one sided or a positive frequency line spectra, but the other spectral representation proves to be more valuable even though it involves negative frequency. It is called as a double sided line spectrum. The double sided line spectra can be obtained from the single sided spectrum, as we can see in this figure. So looking at this figure A, the amplitude spectrum, we conclude that in the single sided spectrum there is only one frequency component present at f is equal to f0 with an amplitude A. Okay, whereas in a double sided line spectra two frequency components, that is plus f0 and minus f0, are present with amplitude A by 2 but no change in polarity. The single sided phase spectrum consists of only one component f0 with phase 5, but double sided spectrum contains two components at f0 and minus of f0 with phase equal to plus 5 and minus 5 respectively. Thus phase shift remains unchanged, but they have opposite sign, one for positive and second for negative. Okay, so here in this figure it is clear that the double sided amplitude spectrum has an even symmetry, and it shows that the double sided phase spectrum has an odd symmetry. This can be shown as odd symmetry and it is for the even symmetry. The double sided line spectrum representation is very useful in mathematical analysis. The negative frequency components present in the double sided spectrums are not practically present. Okay, so here friends, after that we will discuss about here the continuous time Fourier series. So first of all we must know why there is a need to use continuous time Fourier series, necessity of continuous time Fourier series. So here the sine waves and cosine waves are the basic building functions for any periodic signal. That means any periodic signal basically consists of sine wave having different amplitudes of different frequencies and having different relative phase shift. The Fourier series represents a periodic waveform in the form of sum of infinite number of sine and cosine terms. It is a representation of the signal in a time domain series form. So the Fourier series is a tool which is used to analyze any periodic signal. After the analysis, we obtain the following information about the signal. The first, what all frequency components are present in the signal. Second, their amplitudes. And third, the relative phase difference between these frequency components. So all the frequency components are nothing but sine waves at those frequencies. There are different types of Fourier series. The first is trigonometric or quadrature Fourier series. Second, polar Fourier series. And third, exponential Fourier series. Let us understand them one by one. The first type of continuous time Fourier series is a trigonometric or a quadrature Fourier series. In that, a periodic signal x of t with the period of t0 is represented by the trigonometric Fourier series as x of t is equal to a0 plus summation of n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos of n omega 0 t plus summation of n is equal to 1 to infinity bn sin of n omega 0 t. where the a0, an and bn are known as Fourier coefficients, and omega 0 is equal to 2 pi f0 or 2 pi by t0. The expression for the Fourier coefficients are as follows. The value of a0 can be calculated as 1 upon t0 integration t to t plus t0 inside integration x of t into dt. This shows that a0 is the average value of x of t and it is called as the DC component of x of t. Then second is calculate the parameter an. The value of an is equal to 2 upon t0 integration t to t plus t0 x of t into cos of n omega 0 t into dt. Then the value of bn is equal to 2 upon t0 integration of t to t plus t0 x of t into sine of n omega 0 t dt. So the equation can be expanded as follows. X of t is equal to a0, that is DC value of x of t. Then a1 cos omega 0 t is the fundamental component and a2 cos omega 0 t is the second harmonic. So likewise for a sine term, b1 sin omega 0 t represents fundamental component and b2 sin 2 omega 0 t, it represents the second harmonic function. Okay, so here from that trigonometric or quadrature Fourier series we can conclude the above expression is suitable to plot the line spectrum. Then the first term a0 has a zero frequency, hence it is called as the DC component of x of t and it is also called as the average value. Then the sine wave and cosine terms at frequency f0 are called fundamental components and the terms at frequency 2 f0 are called as the second harmonic components and so on. Next type of Fourier series is polar Fourier series. The polar Fourier series is derived from the trigonometric Fourier series by combining the sine and cosine terms of same frequency. The polar Fourier series representation is as follows. That is x of t is equal to c0 plus summation of n is equal to 1 to infinity cn cos of n omega 0 t plus 5n, where the cn is equal to under root of an square plus bn square and phi n is the tan inverse of bn upon an, where c0 is the average value of x of t, that is a0. So the equation can be expanded by opening the summation sign as follows. X of t is equal to c0, that is average or DC value, c1 cos of omega 0 t plus phi 1, this is fundamental component, then c2 cos of 2 omega 0 t plus 5 2, second harmonic function, and c3 cos of 3 omega 0 t plus 5 3, third harmonic function. The line spectrum of this x of t can be plotted using this equation. A line spectrum of x of t with arbitrary values of amplitude and phase we can represent like this. Here as seen from figure, the frequency spectrum of continuous time signal is discrete in nature and the frequency component f0, 2f0, 3f0 etc. are called as spectral components. Okay, then the adjacent spectral components are spaced by f0 from each other as the spectrum component consisting of vertical lines c1, c2, c3 up to infinity. This spectrum is called as the line spectrum. Okay, again in this same way we can represent in a phase also, that is plus 5 1, minus 5 2, minus 5 3 or plus 4 5 4 likewise. Okay, and in the figure A it shows the time domain representation of x of t signal. Here the one cycle of x of t is present having time period, complete time period 0 to t0. The signal is periodic with time period t0. Okay, then the next type of Fourier series is exponential Fourier series, or we can say complex exponential Fourier series. The sine and the cosine terms can be expressed in terms of the exponential terms using Euler's equation as follows. cos theta is equal to e raised to power j theta plus e raised to minus j theta upon 2, and sin theta is equal to e raised to j theta minus of e raised to minus j theta by 2. For cos theta plus sin is present, and for sin minus is there. So substituting the sine and the cosine functions in terms of exponential function in the expression for the quadrature Fourier series, we can obtain another type of Fourier series called the exponential Fourier series. A periodic signal x of t is expressed in the exponential Fourier series form is as follows. First is x of t is equal to summation of n is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity Cn into e raised to power j 2 pi n t divided by t0, where the value of Cn is equal to 1 upon t0 integration of t to t plus t0 x of t into e raised to minus j 2 pi n t divided by t0 into dt. So as seen from this equation, this Fourier series consists of exponential term, therefore it is called as exponential Fourier series. So in equation we observe that the n is extending from a minus infinity to plus infinity instead of 0 to infinity. Due to this, frequencies in the frequency spectrum will extend from minus infinity to plus infinity. Thus, if we express the signal x of t using exponential Fourier series, then we can obtain a double-sided frequency spectrum. However, the negative frequency signals do not exist physically. They are used as an important mathematical concept and for mathematical convenience. Okay. The next, for amplitude and phase spectrum of the exponential Fourier series. Here mod of Cn is equal to real part of Cn square plus imaginary part of Cn square bracket raised to 1 by 2. The amplitude spectrum is a graph of Cn on the y-axis versus frequency f on the x-axis. Okay, so the phase spectrum is denoted by phi n is equal to tan inverse of imaginary part of Cn divided by real part of Cn. So the phase spectrum is a graph of phi on the y-axis versus frequency on the x-axis. The amplitude spectrum is a symmetric or even function, that means mod of Cn is equal to mod of C of minus n, but the phase spectrum is an asymmetric or odd function, that is Cn is equal to minus of arg C of minus n. So let us see then what are the different advantages of exponential Fourier series. So here in exponential Fourier series, instead of finding a0, an and bn, we have to find only the value of one Fourier coefficient, that is Cn. Why? Because here we are using the only coefficient Cn. Okay. Then yes, here we are using Cn. Then second advantage is that it is easier to find and plot the amplitude and phase responses. And third, the exponential Fourier series allow us to plot the double-sided spectrum because it is possible to plot the negative frequencies by putting the limits from minus infinity to plus infinity, which can be applicable for the frequency component, that is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so by using that minus infinity to plus infinity frequency term, we can here plot the double side. So guys, in today's video lecture we have seen how to plot line spectrum, then double-sided line spectrum, then after that we have seen the Fourier series and its types. In that we have studied trigonometric or quadrature Fourier series, then polar Fourier series and exponential Fourier series. I hope you will like our today's session, and now we are going to stop here and the ending our today's session with the motivational quote. And today's motivational quote for you is, you are always stronger than you think. So thank you for watching my videos. Thank you.